Like, you can get it in like a bottle at like Stop and Shop sort of sage. Like, cheap shade. Like the shit, like, you know, McCormick. Like the stuff you put in food. That's the sage I would use. Like, not something that's like controversial. Like, the sage that I have in my house, like, you can get bottles and bottles and bottles of it from like any spice section. I'm assuming that shit's okay. But maybe I shouldn't use any sage. I don't know. Like, I just know sage complicated. I know white sage is complicated. And people have a lot of spicy opinions on it. I've read a bit about it. And I don't want to use shit that I shouldn't be using, basically. Especially if it's an endangered plant, because it is. I'm going to go to Valentine and see what I can do. But I've gone basically on the assumption that, like, if you can get it in a bottle at just a regular Stop and Shop, it should be okay. Hopefully that's an okay assumption to make. What kind of sage even is that? That's actually probably something I can Google. Hold on. McCormick sage. Ground sage. Ah, yes. It's ground, all right. What species? Native to the Mediterranean area. That's not very helpful. What sage is used for cooking? Species. Salvia officinalis. Garden or common sage. It's the most kind of can make. Okay, so. Good God. Plants are annoying sometimes. Like, I've gotten interested in plants lately. Just like knowing about them. And the common names, man. They're just. They can get hairy. Okay, sage, also called garden sage, common sage, or culinary sage, is perennial. Mint family, Lamiaceae, and native to the Mediterranean. Okay, so I'm using Salvia officinalis. Culinary use, essential oil, medical research. Alright, doesn't look like it's controversial. Cool, alright, so I don't have spicy sage. Now I just want to double check. Or you find the common name and find out there's like 50 under that common name. Oh yeah. Oh my god, you know my pain. So, I randomly got super interested in this plant called white snakeroot. You must have it like in your neck of the woods for sure. It's this beautiful white flower with like lots of bunches. Grows kind of in the shade on the edge of things. Poisonous as fuck. Don't eat it. Well, you probably know. Or maybe you don't. They used to burn the stuff to, they used to burn the, white snakeroot to wake up people who were unconscious. Like, to revive them. And I became, like... My father is seduced by the guy with the forked tongue? Oh, he must be talking about, what's his face? Dutch. Yeah, so, like, I was curious to find, like, what sort of uses do the father is the man seduced by the snake tongue. It's talking about how Micah basically has Dutch by the balls. That's what the blind man meant. Excuse me? Are you mad at me for some reason? Oh, it's a snake. We don't really need to fuck with the snake. Yeah, but like, there were all of these books on witchcraft that I found. Like, trying to find uses for this plant. Like, just curious, like, about, like, the history of the plant. And there are so many different kinds of snake root with, like, and then it doesn't help that white snake roots had, like, 7 or 8 scientific names, which is a lot. And so, like, it just gets so hairy so fast. And then they, like, change which, like, genera things are in. And it just becomes a bear. But, like, for something like a poisonous plant, like, it's really important to know, like, is it actually okay? Or am I gonna die? It's hard to, you know, you don't want to fuck that up, basically, is what I'm saying. But yeah. Alright, so good. I told her to do the right thing then. Like, Monty, maybe I'm getting old and, like, old and ratchety, but young people are stupid. Like, real stupid. They, like, convince themselves of all sorts of strange notions. And, like, I have some plants and some of them have, like, 50 names when I try to find care instructions. Yeah. Nah, they are stupid. Like, I don't know what it is, like, with the, like, if it's, like, the TikTok culture. They're not all stupid, but, like, I was surprised by how many are. Like, it was more than I thought there would be. Handling standard. Wow, this horse is worth $2.60. We'll stable you. I would like to...
I'll get you switched out.
Okay, I would like to upgrade my horse. Services, rename. What's the name of a demon? Do you look like an Azazel?
That's a hell of a name.
Yeah, it is. It is the hell of a name. I do not want to sell you, I want to saddle you up. If I sell you, I am restarting the game. Okay. Can I upgrade you? Appearance. I don't need to fuck with your appearance. Beelzebub? I can't spell. Wait, hold on. I might have a Beelzebub. Oh shit, I don't have a Beelzebub. I should definitely call you Beelzebub.
Sure, we'll swap it for you.
Beelzebub. Beelzebub? Beelzebub? I don't know how to spell this thing's name. Beelzebub. Beelzebub. Well, you know, I was kind of close. Beelzebub.
It's a good name for a horse.
Just give me safety. Alright. I'm gonna saddle you up. And I'm gonna go back. Attack and services. Can I get you, like, a better saddle?
Best to have a good saddle now. Hold up.
Garden Trail, Lumley. Ooh. That one's spicy. I don't like them, though. I'm gonna stick with mine. Okay. Alright, so I got a horse for no reason. Hi! Okay, so let me actually look at the treasure map that I've got. But yeah, no, like, people... Young people just, like, live in their own little world lately. Where, like... I don't know if they just have a different belief system than we do. But, like, some of the things that they genuinely think are true, I cannot understand. Like, you have, like, I don't know, I'm not on TikTok, but, like, every time I see something from TikTok or, like, just watch people interact, I'm, like, stunned. Like, you think this is okay? Like, what reaction did you think would happen from what you did? Like, and I get, like, there are people from all generations that are stupid, but, like, maybe we just see it more now because of media. Like, we just interact. We see more of the idiocy because it's so much easier to connect. And okay, either I'm just my world, but being aware of others. Yeah, like, maybe I'm crazy, and maybe I am. Like, I have DID. I could easily be crazy. Like, yeah, that's why. Like, I'm sure we're all stupid, but, like... And I guess the herd mentality works different now because of technology as well. Where, like, it just gets amplified. That is a weird looking fallen tree, and I'm kinda sus of it. I have DID? Yeah, I do. I talk about it. Sometimes it comes out on stream. You can... Like, the most common time you're gonna notice it is I will have a sentence and I will interrupt myself and say a completely different sentence. Because my alters don't agree on what to say, and one of them is just like, no, fuck you, we're gonna say this now. What's that? I honestly don't know too much. Okay. Tenchi is better at explaining this than I am, but I'm going to give it my best shot. DID. Dissociative identity disorder. Well, here's where it gets spicy. So, my brain is very partitioned. To the point where there are... It used to be called multiple personality disorder. It's not really multiple personalities. It's more of a thing where different processes that you do to keep yourself alive and interact with the world are partitioned into different entities and different systems that run together with varying degrees of success. It's basically like if your psyche was a hard drive, I have a partitioned hard drive. Like, it's just, it's broken into pieces. It's the result of really spicy trauma at a young age. That is the only way you get it, because like, it's just one response to like shit that your brain can't handle, especially when it's still developing a personality. So what it does is it just breaks into pieces, and you keep everything and you don't lose that much, Like Windows and Mac running on the same hard drive? Yes. Only I have Windows, Mac, Linux. One of my alters is actually a computer. Like, you get me. Like, it's also like having multiple users using one computer, but they're all on it at the same time. And they don't always agree. DID is also characterized by dissociation, which means I'll kind of have like I have a bunch of OS on your hard drive running at the same time. Yeah. And they're all doing different things, and they're working together. Like, they can talk to each other, they can communicate with each other. They don't always like what each other are saying, and they will argue. We will argue. And that sucks because you can't really leave the room because it's happening in your head and there's no real escape. That part sucks a lot. But for the same token, when shit hits the fan and life is really bad, you're never alone because you have 9 operating systems running in your head at the same time, and they all are working together to basically get you through. Because it's not just... It's like being a Wii. I whacked my keyboard and it brought me to my previous stream. Hold on. No problem, I can repeat. You're good. Ah, fuck. Did you live? Yeah, you lived. Oh god, I'm so bad at... Like, it's such a trippy thing to explain because for the longest time I thought everyone worked this way. Like, I thought everybody worked the way I did, and it took meeting somebody else with DID to be like, ha, no, that is not what that is. Like, it is really hard to explain. I'm not used to talking about it, because it's called the disease of hiddenness, because most people with DID are not flaunting it. In fact, if it's visible, it usually causes problems. I have a mild case of it, so, like, it doesn't really heavily affect the way I live my life. There are certain parts of me... Well, okay, so the partitions are called alters. That's, like, the word for them. And they work together in a system. Ah, shit, I killed something. So, I have quite a few alters. I don't have like 50, but like, I have about 9. And we all have slightly different likes and dislikes. Some of us have different agendas sometimes. So internal conflict is super duper vivid when you have DID, because it'll literally be a screaming match in your head between 2 fucking alters who are trying to get the whole system to do what one particular one wants to do. One of my alters is me from when I was friggin' 7. So, like, I'll want to do childish shit sometimes, like shit that I will have wanted to do like 10 years ago, 20 years ago. And it's just like, oh, okay, but we're an adult now. So, like, that's, you know, we have to take that into account. But yeah, if I ever start saying, like, if you ask me a question and I respond with we, there's a 75% chance that I mean I, but because I function as a we, it slips and I use we. And that's always been the case, but I guess I just never noticed it until people started pointing it out, and I was just like, oh, I guess I have to explain all of this now. like, yeah, so DID is marked by the presence of alters, which is that disk partitioning, and also dissociation. You barely noticed. It's a good thing, because if everyone noticed, that would be, like, real bad. Like, hospitalization bad. DID is not something that, like, if you can pick me out of a crowd as having DID, there's a big problem and I might be in danger. Like, my switches tend to be soft. Most of my alters tend to be co-conscious, which means that they're running in the front together, working together. Some people are one alter at a time, at times. And while I have that rarely, it's usually if I'm in some sort of danger. And one alter has the best shot of getting me through and needs everyone else to shut up for a second. My voice will also slightly change if I do a complete shift. Like, especially if I switch to my security alter, or one of my security alters, my voice gets deeper, like down here, and it'll stay down there. But if I'm just going about my normal day, it stays higher. But that's a switch. That deer just fell, like perfectly fell. But yeah, dissociation is basically a lights off, no one's home thing, where you're kind of on autopilot, and things are happening around you, and like you're kind of aware of it, but you're not really responding to it. You're not mentally there. It's a response to stress. It's a response to pain too. It's a response of like anything that's hard to deal with, but like majorly hard to deal with. It's not great. Being dissociated sucks. It's not pleasant. It's pretty shit. It's pretty shit. And I can stay like that for days. I've probably in my life lost months on end, like months continuously, to being dissociated, where I'm doing things, but fuck, I won't probably remember them in a week or even an hour. It doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know how I feel. I don't know what emotions I have. Like, just don't know. Like, data's just not there. Time gets weird. Like, I won't really know how time works. Like, have I been staring at a wall for 30 seconds or has it been 3 hours? I don't know. That's dissociation. And that... oh, it sucks. And you can have, like, varying degrees of intensity. Like, I would say a lot of the time I'm slightly dissociated. Right now I'm actually pretty lucid. Right now I'm doing pretty okay. Well, I had a really good day today. I carved a pumpkin. I was outside a lot. I got a lot done. I feel very self-actualized. Like, today is a good day, so I don't feel very dissociated at all. But under stress, or pain or sadness, I will be dissociated. Lack of sleep also does it to me. But yeah, DID is mostly those two things. The best representation of DID in the media right now is a horror film called Split, which I don't recommend. It kind of paints people with DID as kind of dangerous monsters, and we can be, but the reason DID forms is because we were little, we were put in an impossible situation, we took a fuck ton of damage, and we did what we needed to do to survive. Our brains broke in a way that let us live one day after another day after another day, and didn't really think of the consequences. Most people with DID just trying to get through the day. Just trying to get through the day without something terrible happening. They just want to go home and curl up on the couch and play video games or watch their favorite show, just like anyone else. We just have really spicy ways of doing it now because of trauma. And it's really sad if you think about it. Like, I will never know what it's like to have a normal brain. I will never know what it feels like to not have like 6 voices talking at the same time that are all mine, but you know, that's just how that is. And honestly, if I didn't have DID, I'd probably be dead by now. What really is a normal life, though? You're asking the wrong fucking person, dude. Oh, I wouldn't know what a normal life. God, if I lived a normal life at this point, like, I don't even know what a normal life looks like. If a normal life came out of the woods and hit me in the head, I wouldn't know what it, like, I wouldn't know what I was looking at. Like, and honestly, if I didn't have DID, my CPTSD would have killed me by now, for sure. Like, you got PTSD as well, okay. Everyone wants normal, but what is normal? I think normal for most people just means safe. Like, I'm concerned about what this is. What is that? Is it a snake or something? Doesn't seem like it. Oh, I think it's the same friggin' black bear. I think for most people, it's just safety. People think normal is safety. And I think that's what I mean when I say I want a normal life. It's just I want to be safe and I want to just do mundane things. That don't involve, like, life or death decisions or fear powering literally everything I do. Like, that's what I mean, I think, when I say I want a normal life. I don't know what a normal life looks like for someone with DID. Maybe this is it. Maybe, you know, maybe this is it. Like, my life is doing okay right now. Everything considered, things are not too bad. This might be normal. But it took 10 years to get here. It took 10 fucking years of running blind. Ow. That was aptly timed. What the hell did I kill here? What the fuck? Oh, I killed a turkey. We are never safe, but I guess having a lull of feeling safe is what people want. Yeah, no. No one's ever safe. Like, there's always a risk of anything anywhere. Like, you will never not have to work for your safety. Running blind, runs into tree. Yeah, that was pretty good. I didn't do that on purpose. That was just really well timed. But, like, I spent 10 years basically bouncing from one abusive relationship to another. Not on purpose, mind you. It's just that... So when I was 15, I was put through, an experience I can really only call torture. A classmate older than I. Lucky I don't know how to clip stuff. I'll probably go back and clip it myself, honestly. That was a little too good. So I went through an experience where just an older person just decided I was a nice psychological toy and pretty much tried to break me, and probably would have if I hadn't had DID, weirdly enough. Probably would have succeeded if I didn't have 6 operating systems all running at the same time. That was an unexpected wrinkle. But that experience, I didn't have the word torture. I had the word abusive, so I was just like, oh, okay. So that's abusive. Cool. So that's my baseline of what not to do. Like, situation not to get myself into. Got it. Great. Nightmares, flashbacks, all that. Cool. Alright, nice. Guess those are permanent. And this was like 9 years ago, and I still get flashbacks from that shit. But where am I trying to fucking go? Why am I over there? Here's where. So then, because my baseline was so bad, and that's not my fault, that's just really shitty RNG. Like, it wasn't that I was trying to get myself into shitty situations, it's just I didn't know better. I had a string of abusive friends. That kind of just pretty much lasted up until last year. From me being 15, I am 24. This is where we're at now. And finally, I am pretty sure I have removed all abusive or parasitic entities from my life. But now there's this weird feeling of just like, this is it? Like, are we sure they're all gone? I'm 2 years younger than you? I guess I am 2 years younger than you. I could probably shoot them, but I don't want to fucking fuck with them. Yeah, I'm 24. I feel older, but I'm 24. I'm a very tired 24-year-old. But yeah, most people with DID are just trying to get through the day. I'm glad a lot of people didn't like Split. I'm really glad. Because the last thing we need is another fashionable disorder. Because DID is not common. DID is very rare. And even when it is there, it's hard to... It doesn't like being out in the open. It's hidden. Like, you don't want to fucking broadcast when you're scared of everyone. It's not what you want to do. Do I want to eat or do I want to feed my horse? I think I want to feed my horse. My brain doesn't know the difference sometimes. But, yeah. Weirdly enough, because I talk to myself so much, streaming is not difficult with DID, because I just talk to myself. It's just different alters talking, but it's out loud. Why not both? I could feed myself too. That's not how you do that thing. Where am I even going? Ah, I'm going this way. But yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Tenshi? Well, he's known as the Snow Ghost now. He has it too. He's a lot better at explaining it than me. He's actually how I learned I have it. And I fought him on it so hard. like, when he first told me, like, you probably have this, I was just like, no I don't. Fuck off, really? Like, that sounds like something that I would not have. Like, but then all the evidence was there, and, yeah. I have DID and CPTSD. Probably have another anxiety disorder in there at this point. I'm trying not to have anorexia. One of my alters probably does. We're trying to keep it to that one altar. Because that's a thing that can happen, apparently. And, yeah, it's not great. I mean, I wouldn't get rid of it for the world. Like, if there was somebody who came up to me and said, yo, we can make your DID disappear like that, I would punch them and run away. Because this is how I am. Like, this is how I operate. I've never been a different way. Not for as long as I could remember. Like, we love each other. Slaps Reef of Wolfie, this mad boy can fit so much anxiety, you're not wrong. Like, no. It's not a disorder you want, ever, because of what it means to happen to you, but I really don't know how I would survive without it at this point. Especially if it only got rid of my DID and not the CPTSD. The CPTSD would kill me. It really would. It would just, I would be dead. 6 months, I'd probably be dead. Because that's just raw pain. And I would not be able to handle it. At least you can laugh about it. Oh yeah. Like, to me the whole thing is such a big meme at this point. Like, it's just so memey sometimes that, like, really? This is what's going on with us? Like, this is life. This is life now. Okay, sure. Whatever. Shit's weird, I guess. Like, it just becomes such a meme. Because, like, you can't do anything about it. PTSD is one of the reasons it's hard for me to find a job sometimes. Honestly, DID helps manage it, because when I have a trigger attack, let's say I think I see my abuser, or I have a flashback and I'm hearing them, I have a few alters that are like, hey, this isn't actually happening right now. You need to chill. Sometimes that works. Sometimes that doesn't work as well. But, oh hey. There's a 4th map? Jesus Christ, Mary Joseph and John. I should say, has me have a staunch rejection of jobs that require dealing with a bunch of people. Yeah. There are some things that I've refused to do because of my PTSD. Like, because I don't feel safe. I feel actually in danger. There are people I've refused to work with. There are family members that I've cut off because of PTSD. Mom yelled a lot. Yeah. That'll do it. Like, and there's no shame about these things. Like, your brain does what it feels like it needs to do to protect you. I never actually looked at the map. Fuck me. Where is this? Oh, crap. What the fuck? Where the... What? Where is that? 7 o'clock shadow. What the hell? It does what it needs to do, but I may end up making you jump off a cliff. Oh my god, preach. Yeah, definitely. Mountain with 3 humps. Yeah, well, I mean, this is where all the mountains are. So what I could do... I have a weird inkling that it might be Window Rock. But I'm not, like, certain about that. I don't know about that, dog. Oh yeah, no, that's not where I want to go. I mean, I may as well try. I don't know. A clock? Not with 3 humps. Actually, you know, going to the Heartlands might help me find it. But yeah, that's, that's pretty much DID. Oh, this is just asking for trouble. Okay. Fuck. Like, I can't deal with anything in Japanese. That might change with exposure therapy. We'll see. That won't be fun. It's actually why I stopped playing Yakuza 0, because, like, on a good day, I can handle it. But that's on a really good day. On an day, I can handle it, and then I go to sleep, and I am, well, not in a good place. Not in a good place. Probably in the worst place. One of the worst places I've known. And then, you know, after that is gonna be a harder day. So I was just like, Yakuza 0 is probably not a good call. Especially for streaming, because if I have a fucking PTSD attack in the middle of streaming and I don't remember I'm streaming because I wasn't streaming in 2012 and forget that there are subtitles or something. Like, I don't want you guys seeing that. Like, you guys come here to chill. You guys do not come here to fucking watch me have a trigger tag. Like, that's why I stopped streaming Fury. Because in order to prevent having trigger attacks on stream, I dissociated. Because it was getting that bad. And then because I was dissociated, I wasn't playing the game well. And then it was just a feedback loop of just horribleness, so I had to stop that one too. F-U-R-I. Very difficult game. The archives are on YouTube, but oh boy. I don't know if you want to watch those. If there's one playthrough that I'm not proud of, it's Fury. That was a hot mess. Have I had the same song playing for 50 minutes? Jesus Christ. I have. Welp. I'm gonna change it to this. maybe in the background while I'm doing something else. That playthrough? No. If it doesn't stress you out, then I'm impressed. But it starts off okay. Like, I start off really enjoying the game. And I'm into the music, I like the boss designs, I like the art. And then you barely pay attention to music on any stream. That's fair. I live in my ears, so music is important. I really like that song I was playing before. But it's probably repetitive to the stream and everyone else. Yes, the first few bosses were fine. And then I think it was the 4th boss where I just hit a wall. And I started getting, like, this was a game that some people had beaten in like 5 hours, 6 hours, whatever. This was in my 10th hour of the game and I was still on the 4th fucking boss. And there are people outside of my community that came in and were like giving me shit, and I wasn't in a good place at the time anyway. Like, full disclosure, I wasn't doing that well. And then that shit started happening. And I started getting really impatient with myself, like, oh, I should do better with this, I should do better than this, like, all of that. And then I hit the song. The boss called the song. Angel Lady. Her lines were actually triggering, so now I was anxious and my PTSD was twigging. And that was a recipe for disaster. I started having anxiety attacks every time I played. Like, my chest would hurt. And I would almost immediately dissociate. Which, not good. And then when I wasn't dissociated, I was really angry and frustrated. No, it'd be an interesting study. What? Oh no, you're an hour late. Chaos, don't sweat it, dude. How you doing? What would be an interesting study? Monty, what's up? You didn't miss anything, Chaos. All you missed was like an hour explanation on what DID was. And not even a good one. Video games and PTSD triggers. Well, okay. So this is interesting. So sometimes I will play games specifically to set off my PTSD triggers. In order to deal with them. Not usually my major ones. Tenshi does this too. Tenshi was in the military, so he plays games like Escape from Tarkov and Squad, Rainbow Six Siege, because they trigger him, and that triggering is grounding. But that may be more because of our DID and depersonalization issues than actually PTSD itself, because those two interact, so we're probably spicy in terms of that. You're doing okay? I've been playing Breath of the Waifu. Finally got started, and you know what? It might be a free game, but it's got a $60 story. Holy shit. God damn it. Is this a game I'm gonna have to play now? Breath of the Waifu. What is that game even actually called again? I just noticed Breath of the Waifu now. But yeah, if you're curious about DID, there's a highlight. Hold up. There's a highlight that Tenchi and I did a podcast on it. Something Impact. Oh, Genshi Impact. Genshin. I was close. I was like kinda close. Alright, so let me go to videos. I'll link it. It's in... This is probably one of the best streams Tenchi and I have ever done. But about an hour or so in, Tenchi and I discuss what DID is, and how it affects us, and like also other spicy political things, because we were a lot happier at that time and just felt much more free and able to talk about things. But yeah, if you're curious about DID, Monty, I definitely give that a listen. Cause he does a lot of the explaining and he's a lot better at it. I attempt to explain, but yeah, it's not something like, it's not something I make super obvious because I don't know how people would feel about a snake, a rat, a vulture, a wolf, a wren, and a fox all communicating on stream all the time. So I try my best to stay integrated. Or at least coherent. Although sometimes you can hear it when I switch. If you know what to look for, you can probably pick it up. But most people don't know what to look for or not paying attention to it because they just assume that the people that they're talking to are a unified person. No, I am not the United States of Wolfie. I am actually the United States of Wolfie. That is exactly what I am, actually. But each state has its own friggin' laws. And culture. I'm the somewhat United States of Wolfie. There we go. God. If people actually start calling me the United States of Wolfie, I think I might cry. It is a wild brain party. It's a wild brain party that never ends and probably won't end until the day you die. But it's kept me alive. It's kept me out of some real bad situations. And the bad situations it didn't keep me out of, it made sure that I lived to see the next day. And the day after that. And the day after that. But it certainly didn't think about, like, 2 years down the line. It didn't even think about a fucking month down the line. And, you know, that causes problems, but, like, at least you're alive to deal with those problems. Instead of those problems not even being relevant because you're already dead. But that's pretty much what it's like. You know, when things are good, they tend to get along. They, like, give each other shit, don't get me wrong. Like, they're always ribbing each other. But I'm lucky that none of my alters hate each other. They can be kind of tsundere about it. Like, they can be kind of, like, they can be hard-ass to each other, but, like, they do care about each other. They don't want any of them to die. Alters can die, too. That process is terrible. That process is pretty much the worst. But like, yeah. It's a wild brain party that never ends. Hey, Ventor, how are ya? But like, yeah, the twitching and shit that you see on TikTok and like other garbage is just that. It's garbage. That was probably a rattlesnake, and taking out a shotgun was rifle rather. It was probably a gross over. Jesus, that's a big deer. Western moose. Y'all better follow. Thank you, Ventura. That's very sweet of you. How you doing, dude? We're just talking about spicy brain chemistry. Jesus Christ, you're big. I don't want to kill you though. I need to go to a trapper at some point. Fuck me. I keep forgetting that I have this perfect elk pelt on my back, and you thought your mouse had died, but come to find out that you have 2 dongles. I'm not sure which is the right one. Only you can prevent forest fires. I don't know how to tell you. Oh, crap. Found the right one? Ay. That's a perfect skunk. Oh well. Anyway. Good lord. Good lord. Today was not a day I thought I'd talk about DID. Like, I hope you guys don't mind about it. You've been listening to a new song your entire playthrough of Genshin Impact? Which song? Did you tell me and I'm just a bad listener? It might be. It might be that that's the case. Yeah. Like, I hope I don't make anyone uncomfortable with that. You don't mind at all? Okay. 'Cause, like, people can get sensitive about things, and like, I tend to be very blunt. You did ask. I just hope that the answer wasn't upsetting. What is this? Oh, okay. I'll listen to that after stream. I'm kind of chilling right now. We do need to make sure we clip your perfect timing. Oh my god, we do. Crap. I'm trying to remember what timestamp it was. Okay, so Chaos. I'm not gonna send you on this wild goose chase. That's just mean. Good god. If I had half a mind to leave that fucking server. Yeah. Just DM me. And I'll do it. Don't you worry about it, Monty. What am I doing? Where am I going? Why am I here? What the fuck is going on? Yeah, alright. That was a switch. Alright, so what are we doing? Fucking hell. We're between 2 mountains. I guess this trapper makes the most sense to go to. But yeah, anyway. I don't know. Like, I do want to make sure that, like, nobody feels, like, uncomfortable. But at the same time, this is my stream, and if I want to talk about something, I'm probably gonna just talk about it. And if I lose a follower, it's not why I'm doing this anyway. Actually, come to think of it, half the time I'm not even sure why I am doing this. The questions you ask when you're— oh no. The questions you ask when you're born. Yeah. Oh no. That's slightly too accurate. It's also the questions you ask when you fucking switch altars, and one altar just comes in and being like, alright, what the hell is happening? Just when someone wasn't Kokon when they were supposed to be. That's garbage that very few people are gonna understand. How hard Spelunky was? I haven't played that. I haven't even seen that played yet. I think Tofu played it, but I haven't watched him in a... God. The only streamer I've been watching lately is Sneaky Russian. And even then, not as much as I should. I've just, like, I don't know. Other than mine, I've been finding it hard to... We're playing the second one. I've been finding it hard to stay in communities. It's still difficult, yeah. Like, games like that are hard. That's a death, isn't it? No, he ran away. God, what the fuck were you thinking about? I don't fucking remember. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. What were we saying? You're the one who's supposed to be keeping track of this. Well, I wasn't. Well. Chat, what was I talking about? Which 12 things was I talking about? Christ. Let me read chat, hold on. Perfect timing, da 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 da. Communities, thank you. Yeah, I've been finding it really hard to stay in communities. With Sneaky Russian being an exception, I don't know, like, I either don't jive with the culture there, or, like, there are people that fuck. That was unfortunate timing. There are people that, like, are damaging or I'm trying to avoid. And I've ended up kind of becoming my own island, which is okay. It's just... I do miss... Did this page freeze? Did my browser freeze? I think my browser froze. Oh. That's spicy. Yeah, it froze. I want you to know. But yeah, like, I do miss a lot of the people that I've left behind. I can't go back though. Like, it sucks, but I can't go back. The most important thing, though, is that I still have my community. I meant to feed myself, not my horse. God damn it. I keep doing that. And I'm mostly happy that the people who are here are still here. But, like, I've been finding it so hard to... You can chat while I play it someday when you aren't busy? Oh, hell yeah, I'd love that. Even if I'm grading homeworks in the background, I'd quite enjoy that. I don't know, I like spending time with people that I feel chill with. Just people I feel like aren't gonna do shit to me. Why am I killing things everywhere all the time? I'm sorry, Jackrabbit. But yeah. I don't know. Those places were better off without me anyway. Like, I don't think I added much to them. Is that Satan or Bez? This is Satan. Satan needs a brush, actually. Yeah, no, this is Satan. I've played most of this playthrough, I'd say 99% on Satan. I am fully bonded with Satan, no! Somehow this horse is still alive. Yeah, you're okay. Mostly. Ah, this is a cliff. Satan has a thing for falling. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, please don't be dead. Please don't be dead. Please don't be dead. Thank you. Good God. What the fuck? You know, we could have just done the thing where we slide down. You didn't have to go face first into fucking... This hill is not gonna be much fun, is it? Alright, let me try to cheat out this way. That Rocky Mountain Bull Elk is late for a very important date, probably. God, what was I saying? I think I finished what I was saying. Yeah, basically that's where I'm at. Good lord. I also do, like, want to thank you for asking, Monty. Like, it's very freeing to know that people actually don't mind knowing, about, like, who I am, how I run, this and that. Like, it's nice to feel like it's not in the way, if that makes sense. Like, it's not something that... Yeah. The only way to learn about something is to ask. I agree with that fully. Some people get, like, really bitchy to people when they ask. Like, oh, that's not your business. Like, fuck off. And I'm like, well, then how do you expect to, like, have people understand you? So, like, personally with me, I don't mind. I don't know about this dog. I really don't know about this one, dog. This feels like a bad idea. Don't do this. Yeah, okay. How do I run? With your legs, right? Chaos, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. That is a no for me, dog. Yeah. It's actually one of the ways you can tell when I've switched. One of my alters uses dog a lot more than the others. And he's like a lower processing. Actually, wait, is that the rock that we were looking for? I kinda doubt it. But I can't rule it out. This is such a shitty idea. This is such a shitty idea. This is not a good idea. Does one of them do a lot? Oh, do? Yeah, okay. So that one is Ren. And if it's not Ren, it's Rat being playful. But ultimately that is ultimately from one of my alters called Ren. They're all animals. For other people, they're not all animals, but for me, all of mine are animals. Satan, I am not a Skyrim horse, Arthur. Time to learn. Pretty much. Pretty much. Alright, so this is not a good idea. Just so we're clear, this is a really bad idea. Oh, this is gonna go terribly wrong, isn't it? How am I gonna get back from this? Did we think this through? Well, if we thought this through, we wouldn't have done it. You're right. Oh, no. I've always wanted to ask about DID. I know I have a friend with it and always wanted to ask. Problem being, I don't want to upset him by asking. Dude, if you have any questions about DID, Tenshi and I are the people to ask. I'm totally fine with talking about it. No, 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 no. What am I even doing here? There's not gonna be anything here. We just fell down this freaking cliff for nothing. Yeah, we did. We did. It's not a very common disorder, is another thing. Like, a lot of people don't have DID. It's rare. It comes with a lot of things. You cannot have DID if you don't also have PTSD. How your PTSD manifests can, like, differ and be different. He's fine. There's a bone out of his skin. He's fine. Yeah. Like, but it is always from trauma. It is, you cannot have DID without big dick trauma. And usually it comes with CPTSD as well. But that correlation I'm not as, like, confident about. That bit, Tenshi's tried to explain to me several times and I somehow keep understanding it wrong. But yeah. People with DID tend to have a higher risk of bad depression. We're a little friendlier to suicide than most people. Lots of dysphorias, body dysphoria, gender dysphoria. That tends to be comorbid with DID as well. I've got gender dysphoria. And sometimes... What the fuck? That seems very deliberate, but I guess it's not. Like, there's a lot of shit that comes with it, but my advice to someone who has DID, if they're comfortable with it, it's very validating to be recognized as all of you. That's literally just a trunk. And like, how do I put this? I actually have to like stop playing the game and actually think about how I want to say this. You are friends with all of your friend. You're not just friends with one alter. And recognizing that and being open to that. Can go a very long way. And the fact that that's hard to do is why most people with DID, well, one of the reasons most people with DID don't fucking flaunt it. Because it's painful. Rejection is painful. We are a Russian nesting doll of friends. Yeah. And the altars that we have are designed to keep us alive. We are not some possessed freak show. We're not any of that. And even though some altars trust less easily than others, may be more hostile, maybe less polite, may be quirkier or have weird idiosyncrasies, it's not a different entity. We are all one person. We're just lots of facets of one person. It's just very hard to explain, because the most eloquent I can say it is, I'm a lot of people and all of them are me. And that doesn't make a lot of intuitive sense, and neither does DID. But the best thing you can do, in my opinion... Oh, fuck. Where? There's a cougar. Where? Oh, there you are, you little cunt. Oh shit, that wasn't the cougar. So then, what did I kill? So I know he has 4 personalities, and he always says something like, oh, they left a sticky note. And when you said you don't remember what you said, I'm wondering if each personality leaves the other mental sticky notes, if that makes sense. Yes. Okay. So, this lets me talk about something that I'm bad at talking about, but is important. So, there's something called co-consciousness, where you have multiple personalities, alters, whatever you want to call them. Okay, so I'm gonna use a weird analogy. The entire system, the person, let's say they're a tank, like a war tank. Big ass metal thing, super high defenses, with like this little forward facing window, and it's just caterpillaring along in life. So usually there's one alter or personality that has the steering wheel, who's just like directing the tank, telling it where to go. And then you have a bunch of people backseating, essentially, who are watching what's going on and like commenting or like backseating. Very rarely an alter or a personality will yank control out of another personality's hands. That's being co-conscious, or co-con, as it's known for short, because co-conscious can be kind of a mouthful. So some people with DID have their personalities or their alters co-con. Others have complete switches, where you only have one person driving at a time, and that's it. Everyone else is doing something else. Though that's like pretty hardcore DID. Usually it's somewhere in between, where you have a few alters that are co-con, some that are not. So let's say I have a bunch of altars that are Kokon, right? I've got 3 altars that are Kokon and 1 that's like not at the front right now. Doing other stuff in the back, not really like at the forefront. And let's say that that altar, who's not Kokon, is really stingy with money. This is an example from real life, by the way. This is something that has recently happened to me. To us. So, the 3 others who are Kokon, one of them really wants to buy a scented candle. Really wants to buy one. And convinces the other 2 who are Kokon to get it. And like they hem and haw about it, and they're gonna be like, ah, the 4th one's gonna be pissed. Whatever, we do it anyway. So, you know, a few hours later, we get the email from Amazon that our order is shipped. And by this point, the stingy elder is Kokon. And he goes, what? You guys ordered this? Is this fraudulent? No, we did this. Son of a bitch! So, that's something that can happen. Also, if there's something that one altar does while one is not Kokon, that another altar might need to know about at some point, we do kind of leave each other mental sticky notes or like reminders, but because most of the time most of my altars are Kokon, that's not the most necessary thing. We do it anyway, sometimes it's a check, especially if one of our altars doesn't feel very well, and this can happen where one altar can be doing really badly and needs to not be Kokon for a while because they've taken too much damage. That sucks, but can happen. Then sticky notes might be passed to each other, or if 2 altars are really mad at each other and don't want to communicate, which has also happened. And they communicate through another altar, like that stuff can happen too. Sometimes, so one of my altars doesn't talk, which is great because the one that doesn't talk is my core altar, which is really inconvenient in a lot of ways. And it's not that they don't express themselves, it's just they don't use language. They use impressions, so almost all the time another altar that is close to them has to translate for them into like a language so that other altars can like process the data a little bit more viscerally, like basically such that they can handle it in a way that makes logical sense instead of what the fuck is this shit. Yeah, actions more than words, like raw emotion, impressions, like gut feelings essentially. And that can be real hard because if that altar is fronting, which means that they're holding the wheel that steers the tank, if that altar is fronting, good luck talking, because I won't be able to talk. I just won't be able to talk because that altar doesn't talk well at all. So usually the wolf only fronts if we don't need to talk. And whenever things get super spicy in terms of like sexual stress, that altar just leaves. That altar just dissociates, refuses to be Kokon. Just like little weird things. But yeah, they do leave like sticky notes. Like that is a thing that can happen. Altars sometimes don't understand each other. Like there could be miscommunications and like general like frustration due to lack of communication and understanding. Like sometimes alders don't understand each other's point of view, and that causes friction. And sometimes it's really an exercise of just getting all of the alders together to just fucking talk it out, figure this shit out, like figure out that it's not so bad, like we're all in this together. And that can be hard, but it's... What the fuck? It's something that... Oh, I see why. Oh my god! What the fuck, Wolfie? I thought I was going the wrong way, but damn. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question, Chaos. Like, any questions you have about that, like, I don't get upset. I personally really enjoy talking about my DID, because it makes me feel a lot more human, I guess. Like, it makes me feel a lot more valid. I'm susceptible to something called imposter syndrome, which, because of Among Us, is gonna sound like a joke, and honestly it is kind of a meme sometimes, but where I feel like I'm just pretending to be a normal person, like I'm pretending to be somebody that people want to associate with, and people are actually friends with this version of me that isn't really me, because I need friends to survive. Like, not like, I don't need to be like codependent on them, it's just having friends is safer than not having friends. Simple as that. But like, you get me. Like, basically, a lot of the time I feel like if people knew more of the truth about who they were dealing with, they might choose not to deal with me. They might choose to stay the fuck away from me. Which, like, fair. This is, like, a lot, you know? Like, this is probably more than a lot of people bargained for. Don't know why I'm getting emotional about that. But yeah, I enjoy talking about it, and then watching you guys come back after I say all these things, and you guys are still my friend. Like, I like that part. That part's real neat. It actually makes a lot of sense, and I understand his frustration in college, because he'd take notes in perfect cursive and read it. So all of a sudden he can't read cursive. Yeah, that's a result of a hard switch. That means that when one of us alters were fronting, oh, okay. When one of his alters were fronting, that alter knows how to read and write cursive, but that doesn't necessarily mean that another of his alters does. Which happens to me, too. Luckily, most of the time, all of us are co-con. So we get around it that way. The problem is, being co-con can become a logistical nightmare sometimes, because it's a lot of coordination. Like right now, Right now, two of us are fronting. Rat's fronting and Snake is fronting. And I can explain who's who. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna regret this later. Give me a second, chat. Because we love you, Wolfie, and you love us. I mean, I do love you guys, that's for sure. Alright. Oh boy, here we go. So, everything you're about to see is within me. So, at the very core, like, if you had to ask, like, so which one was the first altar? Like, which one was, like, the original? Well, the original... Technically, all of us are the original, but we're different levels of derived. The core, like, the most core of my altars is the wolf, which I will badly draw here. So this wolf is gut feeling, and its name is literally Wolf. Wolf. So it's actually why the name Wolfie is so comfortable for me, because that is the core. So that's chill. Deals with raw emotions, basically like my deepest gut feelings, in a lot of ways my moral compass as well, very immediate, very visceral, deals with a fair amount of pain, and is most concerned about identity integrity. Are we still us? Or are we changing in a way that isn't us? Like, other versus self. Those concepts fall on Wolf. Wolf can't talk in English. And the core language that our altars use to communicate with each other, they can talk it kinda. It's very simplistic. So that's Wolf. Related to Wolf is everyone's favorite. It's Ren. Very badly drawn Ren. Ren. So Ren is directly connected to Wolf. Actually, Ren used to be one of Wolf's organs. And Ren is me when I was a kid. Frozen in time, never grew up. Still loves all the things that I loved when I was a kid. Still completely obsessed with dinosaurs and animals and arts and crafts, and is impulsive and fun-loving, and a lot of what I love about myself is in Ren. And it's why I'm so protective of Ren. If something happens to Ren or Wolf, I'm dead. Dead. All of me is dead. It's either my identity is dead, or Ren sits on Wolf's head. Yes. Frequently, actually. Like, if these two go down, there's no point in being alive anymore. Just Deadass. No point in being alive anymore. Because these are so core to my identity that they cannot go down. If they go down, I'm not me. There's no point to being alive. So then, from there, we have... Oh god, this is going to be really badly drawn, and I'm sorry. We have Vulture. Vulture. So, Vulture is in charge of security. And, like, staying safe and not doing stupid shit. He's in charge of kind of balancing, like, what's bullshit, what's not bullshit, who do we trust, who don't we trust. Like, things of that nature. Vulture tends to be really self-critical and critical of other alters, which isn't that great. He's getting better, but he can be kind of rough around the edges. He's sarcastic. He likes to smoke, but because none of us smoke, we do this thing with a pen where we hold a pen like we're smoking a cigarette. And that's enough for Vulture. So when Vulture is co-con or fronting, we tend to smoke pens. Just a weird tidbit. Yeah. Vulture tends to have a deeper voice as well. And then we have Rat. Doop, doop. And Rat is usually on the computer. I shit you not, this is how this works. Pretend this is a computer. Rat. And the computer. Pretend that says computer. So, Rat is in charge of... Vulture comes when I'm stressed. Vulture tends to front more when I'm stressed. Vulture has gotten better at managing when stress happens, like how to keep things from going to shit. Individual alters can get individually stressed, but when the entire system is stressed, Vulture tends to have a more immediate role. And when we get super duper stressed, Vulture can hijack. Because usually it's Rat holding the controls, and here's why. Rat is in charge of data processing, along with the computer. Where what we feel, like the chair that I'm sitting in right now, how hoarse my voice is, hey Edgehead, like, am I warm, am I cold, do I feel uncomfortable, am I hungry, like, what is my heart rate, how tired am I, all of those things are things that Rat is in charge of. But also, like, common sense sort of logic, like, if we do that, that person might get upset. Or, like, you know, low-level common sense thinking tends to be with Rat. He's also got a sense of humor, so that's good. Working closely with Rat, that is a shitty-ass arrow, is Snake. And Snake is more like puzzle solving, critical thinking, like strategizing. Well, both of them do critical thinking. And then they fight over what they... If they come to different conclusions, they bicker and argue and make fun of each other, and it's fucking... It's fun. Yeah, but Snake is usually in charge of, like, being sneaky or being, like, strategic or figuring out like complicated things. Like if I'm taking a calculus test, Snake is fronting. That's how Snake works. Also, like, just general planning things tend to be between Vulture and Snake. They work those things out together. Snake is calculating. Yeah, exactly. So Snake is calculating, Rat is data processing, Vulture is security, Wolf is like the core of me, and Ren is basically a save state from when I was 7 or young. But Ren is not just that. When these guys argue, Ren helps mediate and cheer everyone up so that we continue acting together as a unit. Because everyone loves Ren. Everyone is terrified of anything happening to Ren. And so Ren is this kind of uniting force. The technical word for that is an internal self-helper. Ren is fucking stupid, don't get me wrong. Like, Ren is impulsive, not calculating, just a child running around doing random shit. But we love that. Ren is just the best. So Ren helps keep peace between all of the altars. There are a couple more altars that I'm not putting here because their processes are more specific. Like, Ren also helps manage Inari, who's a fox. And Inari is more in charge of, like, acting and charming people. Like, a far amount of my charisma comes from Inari. Like, if we're in a situation that is sexual or romantic, Inari is very much involved in that. Probably because of abuse. Inari doesn't really come from a good place, but Inari is also known as the Fox. And they are in place. They're basically built out of an older altar who is the duck who was murdered by Wolf and Vulture because of treason. That's a whole story that you guys don't need to know, but just know that that's a thing that can happen. There's also a falcon, who I'm just going to draw really small because I'm running out of room, who deals with more like spiritual stuff. But yeah, all of them can argue with each other. All of them can be Kokon. Snake, Rat, Fox, Vulture, and Wolf can front. Ren can kind of front sometimes. The computer just... unless I'm in deep shit, the computer doesn't front. If I am in deep shit, the computer can front, or there's a tortoise that can front. And this tortoise basically presents as not giving a fuck about anything. Basically, the tortoise fronts in order to give the altars time to heal if they've taken a lot of major damage. So that's what the tortoise does. And then there are like dark altars who we don't know a lot about because they don't seem to occur when we're awake. But Tenchi has observed an altar that we have not really had much to do with while I've been asleep through sleep talking, which is weird. But yeah, my altars can speak while I'm asleep. And it's funny because Tenchi's had conversations with many of them while I've been asleep, and we wake up and we don't remember anything. But when we hear what we've said, we're like, yeah, that pretty much adds up. So that's what my DID looks like. And it's like this all the time. And if you were to ask me, like, okay, so who's fronting now? Rat is fronting, and Snake is kind of helping with the more complicated parts of what Rat's doing, like how we're explaining this. And Vulture's kind of just watching to make sure we don't, like, tell people how to kill us, basically. But mostly Vulture's cool with what we're doing right now. He's a little worried about it, but, you know, what the fuck else can happen to me at this point? So yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 altars. And then debris is possibly a 10th, but we don't know enough about debris to talk about debris. And they don't happen when we're awake, so they're not really an issue. And then there's Imita, so I guess that's... Ugh. Alright, well, there's Imita, who might be human. We don't really know what they look like. They know... Like, we know that they're a girl, so it's a she. Hatred, violence, mania, vengeance, really intense feelings of just destroy it all, come from Imita. So Imita never fronts. Mostly Imita stays in the back, but we do recognize it. Sounds like a badger. Maybe Imita is a badger. Like, Imita can be very destructive, so we don't let Imita tour the front, but Imita is part of us, and sometimes what Imita has to say can weigh deeply into our considerations, because Imita is very self-oriented. Imita hates everyone. Imita doesn't trust anyone. Imita is made of a lot of pain. And a lot of suffering, and a lot of fear. And most of the time we don't even remember that Imita exists, because we keep Imita in the back. Because we don't want to make things harder than they have to be. Sounds a little like me. Yeah. So we keep Imita in the back. But when Imita needs to come out, there is Imita. And with therapy and with, like, careful regulation, there may be ways to help Imita feel less like shit all the time. And less like murdering everyone all the time. Not murdering everyone. Like... not murdering everyone at all. More so striking back and brutally inflicting pain on very specific people who probably deserve it. But that it's not practical. It's not helpful. It makes life a lot more complicated if we follow those. Imita is not like an indiscriminate, bloodthirsty thing. Imita just doesn't trust anyone, and, like, kinda hates everyone because Imita's scared. So yeah, Imita's not an altar that fronts ever. Is not really even co-con most of the time. More kind of in the shadow realm of things, but is there. So yeah, that's 10 accounted for altars. But really, most of the time, it's Wolf, Ren, Vulture, rat, snake, and fox. And, well, less fox. Fox is more specific. But yeah. If you have any questions about that, good luck. Yeah. Good luck. Hopefully that was okay to do. I don't really see how you could use that information to hurt me. Maybe, like, just don't tell my employers that I have DID, because that might be scary and hard to explain. But, like, yeah. That's what that looks like. I have no clue from the start. I tuned in and saw you had started drawing. I am so sorry, Chat. Yeah, we're just talking about DID. Wow, that was scary. God, now there's all these lurkers that I like, who I don't know, who know the details about my DID. Which, I mean, you can't really use that information. Like, that's not super helpful information if you wanted to do anything to me. Like, you can make fun of me for having DID, but that just makes you a dick. Like, and then it's pretty obvious that you're a dick at that point, so why would you even do it? Your resident neck will protect.
Yep.
Thank you, Chaos. Like, did that make any sense? Like, was that okay to do? Like, I don't know. You found a blue jay feather? Oh, hell yeah. This tree is fucked up. I remember that. Also, yes, it made sense. Okay. Did it make anyone uncomfortable? What the fuck? That's another one like that. What the hell? That's two. It made total sense. Now I want to draw a vulture looking like a bodyguard. You know, Vulture would really appreciate that. Vulture is most people's least favorite altar. Especially people who don't mean well. In fact, my black suit and black sunglasses. Give him a cigarette. Lord knows he needs it. Hey. No, it's true. With an earpiece, yes. Oh, yes, I want to see this now. You guys are getting way too excited about this. Fucking hell. Fuck, what was I? What were you talking about? Oh, shit, motherfucker. God damn it. Fuck! You're supposed to be on top of this shit. Right. So, my mentor from 10 years ago, the one who tortured me, drew a picture of Vulture beat to shit and bloody, and hung it on my wall. Because she saw Vulture as in the way, holding me back. So like, don't give Vulture any injuries, please.
Yep.
That would suck. But other than that, yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Haha, you have a disorder that would make me feel like a real shithead to make fun of. Take that, you. How dare you show us even the slightest vulnerability and open up to us, your understanding fans and friends. Thank you, Ajit. I got the sarcasm. Nah, I appreciate it. And honestly, if it helps people understand DID, even if I get made fun of, like,
Hope you're not expecting
we have
much
the
from
ban button. Like, it's not that big a deal. Like, I think it's just better.
Sure. Got a few of those, huh?
I think it's better to have a place to explain how DID is, and that it's not like what you would see in the movie Split. And if I get made fun of, you know, like, fuck it. Like, I've been raped. I've been, like, through sleep torture. I've been through identity torture. I really don't give a shit if people fucking make fun of me at this point. It's just like, really? After all that? I know they are you, but they're kind of like characters that are you. IDK, if you get what I'm saying. At all. They have a reason for them being there. They all seem lovely. Thank you. They all have a reason to be there. Like, they all belong there. And to lose any one of them is a massive loss. It's disastrous. And they understand that. Like, they have their quarrels and their fucking disagreements, but like, at the end of the day, no one wants anyone to die. No one wants to have to figure out how to redistribute responsibilities if one of us goes down. Like, Vulture's really going on you? Huh. Alright. Good God. Wait, what the fuck? Vulture! Okay, so I guess I inspect this tree. Oh, these trees mean something. Okay. Interesting. Where's my horse? Vulture. Vulture can be a dick. Vulture can really be a dick. Those trees are apparently trail trees? I don't know if how this would make you look. I don't know how this would make me look at you any differently unless you start getting all veiny and muscular, super aggro like the beast. Nah. Not really. Like, sometimes when different altars front, we hold ourselves differently. And some... Jesus. And, like, some physiological changes happen, but I don't, like, fucking become the Hulk if I switch to, like, one of the altars. Like, that's not a thing. It's not that dramatic. Most of my switches are really slight. But yeah, no. Vulture can be... crap. That tree just clotheslined me. It really did. Oh, these fuckers are gonna ruin my perfect picnic. Alright. Well, time to become a Skyrim horse, bitch. Alright, here we go. Fuck. This is not gonna end well. Alright, I just need to flee across the river. Once I get across the river, my problems should decrease. Okay, good. Yeah, no, Vulture can be kind of a dick. Sarcastic. He kind of has a voice like a drill sergeant. He's been being less of a dick to other altars lately because of therapy. It's more like Horse from Shadow of the Colossus. Oh, please don't do that. I guess I'll just use a shotgun. Oh, shit. I don't know how avoidable that was. Sorry if I distracted you. Nah, you're good. Is my horse okay? Yeah. Hey, Satan. You kinda suck. You fucking ditched me, dude. What the fuck? Yeah, no. We've had a lot of people pretend to like Vulture. A lot of people don't like the decisions Vulture makes. That's a good way to say it. Vulture can do some really ethically shady things, in order to protect the rest of us. Lying if we're under a lot of stress. There was a... I'll tell you about it. So, there was a person who probably didn't mean well. Satan was like, nah fam, I'm not about to be your kitty chow today. Which, you know, respectable. So, we had a person who we were opening up to them about, like, something that happened in our past. Specifically, an assault of a bad kind. Well, there's no good kind of assault, but you get my drift. A spicy assault. And wow, my ways of trying not to trigger people are very interesting. Ah, shit, not this fucking shit again. So, instead of... We anticipated that, like, most people, when you tell them about something like that, are sensitive and they sit back, they ask, like, questions like, are you okay? Like, I'm so sorry that happened to you. This guy did not do that. He started asking me about very specific details about, like, where I was, like, circumstantial stuff. And we did not feel safe giving that information. So the way that we saw it was we had 3 options. We could either refuse to answer the question, which he hadn't been really good at letting us refuse things before, so we weren't optimistic that, like, he would let us kind of dodge it. We basically didn't think it was safe to not answer. We could either give the truth, which we didn't think was safe either, or we could lie, which is ethically bad. You shouldn't lie, generally. And we were weighing those things, and Vulture made a split decision. Okay, we're gonna lie. Hijacked Rat, and just took control, and lied. And lied very specifically, and just got it done. And that was upsetting to other alters, because, like, yo, this person was supposed to be our friend, why the fuck did we lie to them? And Vulture's just like, no, shut the fuck up, we were in danger. And, like, yeah, ethically shady decision, but probably kept us safe in the long run. Not great, though. Like, Vulture is not sensitive and cute and cuddly. Like, Vulture is very... Oh, jeez. Vulture is very... pragmatic. And, downright insensitive sometimes, to be fair. And he's calculating in his own ways, but in a different way than Snake is. Very self-defensive. Very, very self-interested. But self-interested not just for himself, but more in terms of all of us self. Like, he himself doesn't really need much. Like, so long as we're safe, like, sometimes I can eat something that he likes to eat every once in a while, like, but he's not really expecting that. Like, he's not an alter that needs to be spoiled a lot. He's often confused why people like him or when people give him affection. He's just, he really comes off as a dick, but the reasons he comes off as a dick is to keep us safe. Only time I've ever even discussed this kind of thing with a victim of that was my best friend. It was because she wanted me to know what happened. I didn't even consider asking anyone before, but after hearing a traumatic experience, I ain't asking anyone about what they've experienced. I ask them if they want me to ask. Like, if it's clear that they want to talk about it, I'll ask them questions, just more so to show that I'm listening. He just wants you safe, so I understand why he comes off as a dick. Like, it's hard to, you know, suck people's dicks and also be protective. Like, so Vulture doesn't try to suck dick. simple as that. Yeah. But yeah, if someone opens up to me about that experience, I'll ask them if it's okay to ask questions, and I will be very clear. Like, every question I ask will be, you don't need to answer, but, with that exception. Because sometimes that helps. And I don't ask them about, like, the particulars of things. Like, if anything, I ask, like, just to clarify, such that I understand what they're telling me. Like, I don't ask for more information than they're giving, I just ask questions to clarify the information that they're already giving me. Those are okay questions, in my eyes. If people disagree, they can disagree. But yeah, clarifying questions are okay. But questions like, what was the location that this happened? Like, where exactly was contact made? Stuff like that. Like, don't, unless I'm telling you that on my own volition, don't ask. Because that's just Trigger City, where the memories are shit and the memes are shitty. It's not good. It can cause damage that can last between hours and days. It's just, if it can be avoided, it's better to avoid it. If I'm kind of like already thick in it, I'll probably be volunteering that information anyway. Like, that's kind of how it is with that. Vulture sounds like an overprotective big brother, maybe not always coming up with the right answer or reacting 100% correctly, but always there. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I would say that describes him quite well. He can be very militaristic, he can be very black and white. He can be very Machiavellian, like, ends justify means. But he can also be very anti-Machiavellian. When when Snake, that's Snake's other name, comes up with plans or stratagems that are not really that ethical, or, like, involve doing things that may not be, like, ethically in the clear, Vulture may refuse on those grounds. But usually it's Wolf that refuses if it's, like, a moral or emotional front problem. Like, but Vulture will back Wolf up if Wolf has concerns about that. So, like, yeah. It's that way. Like, Vulture's not malicious. Vulture just doesn't trust people easily. And Vulture has eaten shit when he's trusted the wrong people. And we've eaten, the rest of us have eaten shit when Vulture doesn't trust someone, was right about it, and then other alters trusted them anyway. Which happens more often than Vulture making a mistake about who to trust. And Vulture doesn't often trust fully. Vulture's always looking for, like, ways out of things, like, just in case shit goes down. Because that's what Vulture does. That's what... I'm fronting as Vulture right now. Somewhat. I can hear it because my voice is lower and more gravelly, which is Vulture's calling card, but that's... You won't like interacting with Vulture, but... Or maybe you will. Some people are kind of into that, like, asshole, brash personality thing. I mean, I can be. Yeah, but he doesn't usually come out to socialize. It's weird for him. He's usually not doing that. That's more of a rat and snake thing. I mean, I can do it, but I'm not used to it. It's weird. Bold and brash. Yeah, I guess. Somewhat. Good God. Someone else take the reins. I'm not doing this. Alright. Well, we tried to get Vulture to socialize. More like belongs in the trash. We appreciate that, Monty. You're good. That was good. That was funny. I appreciated that. I'm still trying to find these friggin' mountains. Somewhere in there that was a friggin' goal. But yeah, like, you guys can ask about things and stuff like that. Like, I'm very open. When people ask the right questions, I'm very open. But I'm not gonna just vomit the information unprompted, you know? But yeah, like, any questions people have, like, I'm not gonna make you feel like an asshole for asking them. Like, people are curious, people want to understand. That's a sketchy looking cave. Like, I want you guys to ask the questions I wish I could have asked. But yeah, DID is not common. Like, if you go online and you, like, see all these kids who are like, oh, I've got DID, and they do all this weird shit, like, chances are they don't have DID. Chances are they saw it somewhere and they thought it was cool, and now they're pretending to have DID, because, like, that's chic or whatever. It's probably the most damaging thing you can do, is pull that shit. It just makes us feel more alone and more alienated. People with DID are not going to be obvious that they have DID. I already blew my good sarcasm INS. Like, yeah, like, be skeptical of what you see, especially from TikTok and bullshit like that. Especially since Split, because that popularized all the wrong things for all the wrong reasons. So that's great. So Wolf Rat and Snake front more. Wolf doesn't really front more. Wolf is actually more of a back process, but is co-con most of the time. Well, ideally. Wolf can front, but when Wolf fronts, it's kind of awkward. But they are co-con. Vulture fronts a lot. But that's probably because we don't feel safe most of the time. Vulture is usually only when you're in danger, need to be protected. Run is do. And Fox is frisky. Yeah, Fox comes out when frisky. Also, Fox comes out, like, during times of playfulness as well. It's not super intuitive, but Inari and Ren can be co-con or co-fronting when when we're doing things that are playful, like Secret Hitler, or like socializing where we are comfortable, or where we need to be charismatic and get people to like us. And then Snake is also heavily involved in that. When I'm with Tenchi, all of the elders are out because all of my elders like Tenchi. Everyone is Kokon, and everyone kind of wants to front. But when I'm on stream, it's mostly Ren, Inari, Snake, Rat, and then Vulture if he wants to add something witty, but mostly Vulture sitting back and relaxing because we feel safe around Tenchi. So Vulture doesn't feel like we need to do an abundant amount because life is good. But he will front if he's got something to say. Vulture doesn't tend to front alone. He can, but usually he prefers to be Kokon. Sitar? What do you mean by Sitar?
Hey there, mister.
Oh yeah, no. You heard a sitar. It's part of the... I didn't turn the score off of the game. I'm just playing my music over the game's music, so there is a sitar. Or it might be like just a twangy guitar. I don't know which one. Yeah, it's because we're in the Amberino, I think. Are we in the Amberino? We should be in the Amberino. Yeah, we're in the Amberino, that's why. Still looking for this fucking mountain. But yeah, most of the time when we're streaming... No, you're good. Most of the time when we're streaming, Snake and Rat are Kokon. And Vulture is, like, also Kokon, just to make sure that, like, we're safe while we're streaming. But, like, it's pretty even, and most of the time, Snake and Vulture are just backseating Rat, for lack of a better way of saying it. But, like, it depends on the tasks that we're doing, like, and how we feel, and, like, who we're around, and stuff like that. Do any of them have specific music tastes? Yes, actually. Ren likes very upbeat, happy, nonsensical music. Wolf tends to like traditional Chinese music, weirdly enough. Also Irish music. Like old-fashioned Irish ballads, Wolf tends to like. Rat and Snake both like EDM, like electric dance music. Tortoise likes certain types of those. Tortoise is very specific about which songs he likes, because they help with, like, dissociating, turning everything out, and repairing. Falcon and Wolf both like tribal, like paganish music. Vulture enjoys, like... Vulture's pretty flexible. Like, Vulture likes a lot of different kind of music. But things that are, like, consistent with the tempo, Vulture tends to like. Also, things that are, like... Snake also likes things that are acoustically complex, whereas Vulture prefers things more simple. I've seen Wolf before, I believe. You're doing your Mahjong stream and you had Chinese music playing, I may be wrong. Wolf is always somewhat around, unless it's spicy. Like, unless they feel like they need to not be around in order for us to, stay alive. Wolf tends to actually come out when we're singing. If we're not singing words, if we're just humming along to things, that's Wolf. Especially if I seem to be very focused on singing. That is a wolf trait. Wolf hangs in the background a lot, yeah. Mostly because Wolf doesn't talk. But Wolf is the core of me. Wolf doesn't need to do much expressing or interacting. Wolf more so needs to experience and exist and feel. Now that's not to say that Wolf can't react. If you've ever heard me snarl on stream, and it's happened, that's Wolf. And that's what it is like when Wolf is fronting. We make those sorts of noises. There are things that sound like growls that aren't quite growls. Like if it's a deep, like, snarl, if it sounds like a dog, that's Wolf fronting. And that's usually if we get, like, super friggin' annoyed or angry at something or think something's really bullshit, but, like, really, really viscerally bullshit, then you're gonna hear that. But most of the time, when you hear frustration, it's rat or snake or vulture. If you hear me talking shit about myself, 9 times out of 10, it's vulture. Lately, though, New Oz been getting into that bad habit, as vulture's gotten out of it, which is Mimi. Yeah. Like... Does that make sense? But yeah, they do have different, like... They have slightly different tastes. They all have their idiosyncrasies. Like, if Wren or Vulture or Falcon are Kokon or fronting, if we're walking and there's wind, we will spread our arms. And, like, angle our fingers so that we can feel the wind under our arms. But because they're Kokon, it's like, it's wings. So, like, those little things happen too. And that's just like a subtle byproduct of who's at the front, who's Kokon, who's fronting, like that sort of thing. If I shake out my hair, like, do like one of those dog shakes, more likely than not, Wolf is kind of at the front. If I, like, stop what I'm doing and sniff the air because something smells good, chances are Wolf is close to the front. Like, little things like that. But most of the time, with the very careful planning of Rat and Snake, we're able to look at, like, we're able to make it look like one cohesive person. Because that's what people are used to seeing when they deal with people, is one cohesive person per body. Which we're not technically cohesive. Not as cohesive as everyone else. Put a pickup rat in Discord. God damn. Look at us. We have friggin'... We have fan art now. Of our TID. Where is it? Is it in art stuff? Did you put it in the right Discord? It's quick and treeable. Hell yeah. It's in art stuff. Huh? All I see is my pumpkin. Weird. Is Discord being... Ah, here we go. Oh, that's adorable. Oh, I love that so much. Oh, fuck. Wow, that's really sweet. Actually, fun fact. So, like, the New York accent that you hear sometimes, like when it's really thick, like Bronx, Queens, you know. The, what, you think I'm stupid? Do I look stupid to you? That voice, is when we forget to modulate Rat. Rat sounds like that. Pure rat sounds like that. Like when rat is fully at the front and there's less, like the least amount of backseating. We can also like still have it on if we're co-con, but then we're voice acting and Snake's involved with that. Oh shit, you are mad. What did I run past? I'll pick a wild carrot, sure. Yeah, if I hadn't done that, Satan would leave me to die. So are you even a very good... You were a grizzly bear, Jesus. Yeah, no, you were gonna kill me. If it was a black bear, I'd feel bad. Angry bird go grrr. Is Rat's computer accurate? Yeah. It's like a old, like, Windows 98 sorta. Like, yeah. You nailed the computer. God, that's, like, no one's ever done that for me before. That is really, really sweet. Fuck, like... This still runs... Yeah, it runs... It runs its own operating system. The computer is always on. It's always calculating things. It's not like calculating things in the same way that Snake calculates things. Snake calculates, like, strategies of, like, what to do. The computer calculates, like, levels of trust, levels of stress, levels of this. That calculates risk. Like... calculates probabilities. MS-DOS, yeah. Snake is kinda at a war table. Yeah, Snake and Vulture are both sort of at the war table a lot of the time. Often for slightly different reasons. Oh yeah, the ravens would gather at that. I'll leave them be! Oh geez, I should have died there. Well, that was intelligent. Yeah, little snide comments like that was intelligent. That's usually Snake. Yeah, and then sometimes they just do things as function of working together. Yeah. But, like, it's an old-ass computer. Like, you know those, like the typical command line interface with, like, the black screen with the green text and, like, the numbers going up, like, grrr, grrr. Yeah, that's the kind of computer we're talking. Like, we're not talking, like, a sleek, flat screen little... I mean, Rat sometimes has multiple monitors, but usually it's just the one box. Matrix style. Yeah, you get me. Like, that's what the computer is like. God, you guys are so chill about this. But, yeah. Like... That is... Oh my god, I'm still wrapping my head around the fact that you drew one of my altars. And you didn't draw them in some state of murdered. You have no idea how sweet that is. You really have no idea. This is interesting and kind of fun. It's more of us to love. I mean, I hope. Like... I think that's the sweetest interpretation of DID that I've heard since ever. I'm just really relieved that that's, like, how you see it. Because I honestly, literally, I thought everyone was like this. I thought that everyone was that partitioned, and, like, if you weren't, then you were weird. We're here for a reason, not about to bail now. That's fair. How you didn't break your neck is a perfect mystery to me. But like, yeah. More of me to love. Jeez, that's a way to look at it. It would have never occurred to me that that would be how someone saw it. Especially not Vulture. Vulture, God. Vulture has gotten more hate than probably any other altar combined. With the possible exception of Wolf. But like, the fact that you're just cool with altars being a thing at all. God, that can revolutionize the way I do streaming even. I could be so much more free. I'm drawing all of your altars because it's like doing fan art for Jacksepticeye or your favorite streamer. They're a person. Fuck. I shouldn't be crying. I shouldn't be crying. Why am I crying? You have no idea how much that means to me. You have no idea how sweet that is. English is such a stupid language. It's so weak and so flimsy. The only word I can find to express the way I feel is thank you. The only word I can think of to say is thank you. I'm honestly shocked. I did not think in a million years that that would be the response. You're really bad, Sketch. Not to make you cry even more. I'm gonna wake up and this is all gonna be a dream and I'm gonna be really annoyed. Oh, that's adorable. Oh, that's a really cool interpretation of Vulture. Not a dream, Wolfie. God. Leave those in the Discord so I can come back and reaffirm that it's not a dream. Because Lord knows I'll need to. John, better when you pick up your tablet. Dude. Thank you so much. I was actually, I don't know how narcissistic this is, but I was actually thinking of doing art for my altars. Oh my god. What have you done? I don't really know what we've done. All I know is that I wish we hadn't done it. What do we do about this? Hitch horse. You know what? There's one easy way out of this. One that doesn't involve any death. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking of doing art for my altars as like a way of like expressing them and being more open with them. I might do that if people are good with it. I might share in the Discord or whatever. Cause I guess my DID is now like publicly understood. I'm probably gonna need to make a highlight out of this and hide it somewhere. God, what a weird day. We actually spoke about our DID and people didn't hate us. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm surprised too. I don't know why I'm surprised, but I'm surprised. Like, I don't know why I'm surprised, but I'm surprised. But yeah, like, if you guys have any questions about DID or my particular system, like, don't be afraid to ask. The worst thing I can say is I won't answer. Oh, I mean, right. You watched you before this, why stop now? I didn't do anything wrong. No, but like, you know, sometimes, like, when people learn things, they... Shit, where's the trader? Like, they go to sleep and then they wake up the next day and they're like, I feel weird about this. And, like... I don't know. Shit happens. Start getting eaten by a cougar, I think that was wrong. Like, yeah. I would have liked to not get eaten by that cougar. That'd have been great. But, I mean, it's not like it killed anyone. It's just a way. It's just a way to stay alive. Oh god, it's 10:30. Jesus Christ, I should sleep soon. But... oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh, that's unfortunate. I'm out of... Did you die? Well, now you're dead. Oh, wait. Are you alive? What's going on here? Oh, hey. Oh, what a terrible... What a terrible time to miss. Can you fuck off? You... I don't want to pick up my hat, because he might not be gone. I'm 99% sarcasm and 1% pizza. Ren? You're gonna draw Ren. Oh, that's beautiful. Actually, if you want to know a fun fact, my profile picture on Discord, the little bird in the corner, I can actually pull up that picture. Hold on. Give me a sec. I need to remember how to not be stupid. Where is that fucking folder? Oh, it's in the Dropbox, that's why. be in Twitch. Where is that? It's somewhere. Actually, this might work because it's the same. Okay. Do you not want to do the thing? Oh, here we go. Alright, so let me do a thing. Right, so Ren, this is Ren. In the corner of that profile, this is Wolf, and this is Ren. So, Ren snuck onto my Discord profile picture. Just like little trivia. That's Ren. Yeah. Ren was like, I want to be in it too! And we were like, fine. Fuck. I mean, I guess we study birds, so we can make it make sense, but alright. And that is lavender? That's actually lupine. The lupine plant. My username used to be Lupine Wind. Before that, it was Wolf and Fiery Rain. And then I changed it back to Wolf and Fiery Rain. Yeah, the birds. Sucker for birds. What I think I'll do is I'm gonna give this guy to the trader. And I'm gonna call stream. And I might hang out in the Discord server while the VOD finalizes. Nah, you're good. I wouldn't have known the difference if I hadn't drawn it. You're good, Edgehead. Anything I can do to help the birds during winter? Keep the feeder up. It helps them with their foraging. And during migration, if you can do something with your windows, like put film in it, like to prevent birds from hitting it. Those are like the main things you can do for them now. Otherwise, like, fall migration is underway. And the, we're gonna have weird duck season soon. So that's always fun. Yeah, those are really the main ways you can help out birds for the winter. Especially as, like, human activity is disturbed by COVID and stuff like that. House is ranch style, so the birds don't really fly near the windows. Oh, perfect. My house is also ranch style, and they don't hit the windows. But yeah, it's 22:42 where I am. So I should call stream. I should call stream. But do keep in mind that have any questions, you can always DM me through Discord. You could Twitch whisper me. Like, I'm not gonna bite your head off. The worst thing I'm gonna do is refuse to answer. And I won't think of you as, like, less. 'Cause you only know if you ask. I'll probably hang out in the Discord server tonight, for a little bit as the VOD downloads. Just so that, like, you know, for whatever. But yeah. You have cats around, they don't really mess with the feeder. Yeah. That should be fine. Just make sure the cats don't kill the birds. If, like, you find that that's happening, keep the cats inside if you can. That's really all. That's really all you can do. Nature will take care of the rest. But in the meantime, do not eat or drink any questionable substances. Make smart decisions. Do not die. Dying is absolutely forbidden, and I will see all the wonderful people at a later time. I really can't thank you guys enough. I really can't. I still don't believe this is real. Just straight up don't believe it's real.